Hi everyone, this is me, Kola, and I hope you're all doing good. Another day, another live stream. Doing less live stream these days, but anyway, today I'll talk about is it difficult to be Muslim and trans person? Because somebody commented on my one of video, and I think it is important because there are plenty of problems one can have when they are very associated with religion and being a trans person. And with that saying, I thoroughly believe you can be who you are, regardless of, your religion. Because if you really know yourself that you're not doing anything wrong, you can be who you are. Hi, Michael. How are you? Hi, Asad. Is your outfit? Oh, thank you. Live and let live. Thank you very much. CM Derp, hi. This is not a reaction video, guys, but in this video, I'll be just talking to you about what is it like being Muslim and trans person and have a little bit conservative but liberal views and stuff. How it feels like. Um, you know what? Why did I get this type of idea, like concept right now to talk about? Because I searched myself to see what does an AI think of me, or what is a like, because I can't I just talk everywhere, guys, and most people don't still know what are my beliefs, what do I stand for, what do I talk about and stuff. And I think it's important to make one of the video or do one of the live stream where I can clarify in a way what do I consider myself as, and maybe it's easier for some people to understand. I have a video coming up as well today, in which I discuss the same thing, but it's a small video, so that will be just for those people who can't join the live stream and they just want to they just have a limited time to talk about and to get to know me. Um, so yes, the video will be about that, and this is live stream. So obviously, I'm gonna be doing question and answers and all that. Right. You know what? One thing I don't understand, when people like this, for example, this Amin guy whose comments are getting deleted, when people like this who have Islamic names and when they talk rubbish on somebody's live stream, they actually doesn't represent their religion very well, to be honest. And then they have a problem all of a sudden when people call them certain thing. Well, I don't have to delete your message because YouTube is doing a good job. Hi, Nasser. Okay. Um. Okay. So what is it like? Can you actually be Christian or Muslim or, any of the Abrahamic religion, or, mainly those are the three religions which are a bit more stricter for trans people compared to other religions. So can you be trans and being Christians or Muslims? Can you? I was looking for some sources and I couldn't find any source which says you can't be one. Um, Apart from obviously the very famous story of Sodom and Gomorrah, or um, certain like scriptures which says about gay people, like homosexuality and stuff. But mainly it's about homosexuality, mainly it's about like men who dress as women, but nothing about trans people. Obviously, like, medical science wasn't as evolved that time, but at the same time, trans people did exist that time, especially eunuchs. Oh, thank you, Dove. Uh, oh, thank you, Dove. Again, Dovey. Right. I'm not going, Nasir, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to answer those type of questions. Like, please ask me something related with the topic, please. Um, so, can you be trans and Muslim or Christian? Can you be actually conservative while being trans? What do you think about that? Um, well, I'm the example. Like, I started my transition when I was still considering myself very practicing Muslim. My therapist asked me this question as well, and I said to him, "Yes, why not? What is wrong with it? You know, yes, people do judge you and all that. So what? People let people judge. They don't look at their own demons, but they want to demonize other people for just simply being who they are." Oh, thank you, Ferry. Thank you. Let me like it. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, got it. Thank you, Ferry. Daniel, what do you mean how much? Melissa is laughing. Okay. Yes, stay stick, sorry. I'm a trans person. Yes. Stay slack. Ugh, goodness sake, can't even read. Yes, Ariane, I could see your name. Strange people joining the live stream, huh? What is wrong with some people? Okay, so guys, um, as far as my views are concerned, as I said, I started my transition in 2016 when I was very, very religious, orthodox, kind of radical, not radical, but very much practicing Muslim, to be honest. Radical, not radical, definitely not. Because I never tried to enforce the religion onto people, but um, of course, I didn't know world more than, that much. I mean, I have more awareness of the world around me compared to that time. Uh, yes, she is trans. Yes. Did I make a good transition? I don't know that. Thank you. Every person has his or her religion. It might be distinct one, but according to me, humanity is the best religion every person should practice. Absolutely, Dovdovi. Absolutely. Came to the point now. What sort of drug did you take during your transition? Drug? I wasn't on any drug. I wasn't, guys, just to clarify, I don't pop any pills. No pills to transition, okay? So, what you see here, what I look like, is because of some stickers. Yes, because of some stickers. I mean, I could take it off my butt, but I've already taken it off. But it's the sticker that you stick on your bum twice a week and you become me. Simple as that. So no drug. No. It's just a patch. Hormone patch. Hormone is different. I know what you mean. I was just making it say that, CM. So yeah, for transition, it's just hormones. There are hormone patches that you stick. I mean, even hormone tablets are gonna be considered drug, but I'm not on hormone tablets. Not that I haven't been on hormone tablets. Very initially in my transition, but after that, I stopped it because, for hormone pills, basically what you need to do is you have to take it certain time of the day, twice a day. You have to eat something before taking, hormone pills. So it was too much work, too much work. And I decided I want to go on patches because then I don't need to care about how well do I have to take it on particular time. Um, and do I have to eat before having those sort of hormone pills and stuff? So yeah, I think patches works out for me. Hi, Timothy. Thanks, Sam. Okay. Do you have another deeper voice like other trans people? Well, this is my real voice still. Then you really trans. Are you really trans? Well, yes, I am really trans. Really, really trans. Yes. Goodness sake. Yeah, I am really, really trans. Yeah. Um, what do I say? For deeper voice, basically, this is my voice. Sometimes it sounds deeper, sometimes it's not as deep, but this is my natural voice, depending how strained my vocal cord is. Because when it's not too strained, then I can just, talk like this. But if I'm talking for too long, even when as a man or as a woman, if you talk too long, after that, your throat becomes a bit, off. So you sound a bit more deeper or husky. That happens to all of us. But normally this is my voice. I can manipulate it a bit more feminine way. Like I can talk like, hi, hi, how can I help you and all that. I can read your messages like this, but I don't want to talk like this because this sounds like I'm very agreeable. I'm very agreeable. I'm not that agreeable. I'm not that dainty. I'm not that um snowflakey. So yeah, this voice I don't normally use because it's very fake voice. And if I talk to somebody with this voice, um, it's not gonna sound good either. It's gonna sound fake, and it makes me sound hypo. I'm keep forgetting words, but anyway, I sound very like hyperactive, girly girl. So I don't talk like this. I talk like in my own voice, which was before this voice. If you want, I can go back to that voice. So, I don't have to talk in this voice for more longer than right now. I can also yell in this voice, hi! That's very high, isn't it? You seem like kind of girl that likes accents, but I'm so bad with accents. I'm so bad with accents, honestly. Okay, going back to my own voice, okay? It's more comfortable. So can I fake accents? Not really. Like I was trying on different type of accents. I can never succeed in talking in different accents. Um, there was one accent I was usually manipulating, and people were like, "Oh well, what type of accent is that?" And even I don't know what accent is that. Some people say it's Scouse. I don't think so. But here we go. Um, no, I'm not gonna try it because it's embarrassing, isn't it? Of course, I love other accents. I like RP accent also. I like typically I like British accent. I like it, but Britain doesn't have just one type of accent. Yes, BBC accent or RP accent is nicer. It's easier to understand, but Britain has so many different accents and dialects, and I like them all. I also like a good American accent, but not everybody who speaks an American accent. Like there are certain parts of America where the accent is very nice, very lovely. Chris, hi. What is BBC accent? It's like a received pronunciation type, like how they read in BBC News and stuff. That's what it is. RP accent, received pronunciation. Okay. So what about Indian accent? Guys, I don't know. Some people said, oh, well, can you like some people say that I have Indian accent. I don't personally think so because I've never like I've been in India, but I've not grown up in India. So I can't say that. Um but if they're saying if I have Indian accent, then it could be. I don't know how to say it if I have Indian accent or not. No idea. Uh I'm half Indian, Omar. Ben Smith, yes. I don't hide it. People know about it. It's on my channel. 90% of Indian look like you, also have same skin. Well, that's not a coincidence, Omar, because I am half Indian. So, No big deal about that. Your English teacher plays my new. My English teacher. I don't know. Hi, John. Okay, you'll be safer in Washington, D.C. and Nashville. Do you really think so? Or are you just saying it because they are not safe places for trans people? What do you think? Is it true? Um, you're looking to marry half Indian, but this half Indian is not looking to marry you. Sorry, Umar. No chance. No chance at all. You're natural, beautiful looking girl from Scotland. Hi, Ryan McDonald. Thank you very much. Omar, I'm sorry, but I'm into Caucasian men only. Sorry, guys. Sorry, brown skin guys. I'm so sorry. You might be good looking, but I'm not into them. Sorry. No. I'm not racist. It's just my preference. I'm not into, you know, guys from my own persuasion. No. Sorry. If you're not interested, then we are not interested either. Ben Smith? What? Alright. Fine. Why are you saying we? Are you a royal? Who else are you talking about? Fortnite clips. We will get you for what you all did to Charlie, and I can promise. Fortnite clips. Seriously? Do you really think you have any knowledge about the world apart from playing games, Fortnite, or something like your name tells it all? Come on, guys. Have you heard of my views about Charlie Kirk? You're just saying, oh, well, what? What did you say? Uh, you all did to Charlie Kirk. Oh yeah, that I'll get what we did to Charlie Kirk. Like, are you saying that, or are you just assuming that I am celebrating something like that? Are you serious? I like Charlie Kirk. What are you talking about it? I mean, come on, man. Don't even judge people without knowing the people. That's what my frustration is with people. You guys, just because I'm trans, all of a sudden people will be like, well, don't go to in our places. Don't try to attack women. Don't celebrate Charlie Kirk's death and stuff. And come on, guys. Get to know a person before you even judge them. Just common sense, Sometimes people are so dumb. They just hate on people without even knowing them. Unfortunately, that's the case. But if you watch my videos, I am pro Charlie Kirk. I am, pro women's safety. I don't, and I think I have to keep telling people every time I go live that I don't support trans women in female only spaces. I don't support, eh, like controlling free speech when it comes to conservative or, somebody like Charlie Kirk or anything like that. I don't, I mean, I think I'm normal, but still, people have some sort of idea about me. What can I say? What can I say? Really? I don't know. I don't use Grinder, so who can tell? We are men not afraid to say we love other men. Okay, Ben. Did you get gray hair early on? Yes, I have gray hair, CM. Of course I have. You see? These are gray hairs. Yeah. Not a spring chicken. So I have gray hair. I can color my hair, but I'm not coloring my hair. Wearing my natural hair. Um, yes. Kirk didn't like you though. Joseph Ezu, it doesn't mean like, for example, if somebody doesn't like me, that doesn't make me hate that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are plenty of people who don't like me, and there are plenty of people I don't like. But at the same time, I'm not gonna go out of my way to attack those people. If I don't want to listen to someone, I would just avoid them. And that's the common sense that people lack these days. They think if somebody talk against your kind, you're automatically being attacked. And then some people try to take law in their hand and try to attack the person. I'm not that snowflakey. I'm not sensitive. I know who I am and I know I'm not doing anything wrong. So people like that cannot harm me. And I think Charlie wasn't against uh, trans people. I think he was against most people who talk against trans people. They talk against those people, those activists who fight for extra rights or who display themselves as entitled, who come across as entitled. I'm not that entitled. I think I know many trans women who mind their own business, who have no interest to put other biological female at risk, and they just want to live their life with peace. And I think they should be respected in that sense. It's only the people who call themselves activists and try to represent trans people and then infiltrate within trans community and say, oh well, we deserve this, we deserve that, and that's wrong, isn't it? For example, you guys are sometimes represented by your politicians who you don't support, you don't sometimes vote, but because some people voted, or maybe they have some sort of corruption and that's why they get elected, and now you have to bear with them. Do you like? Can you imagine, like, for example, if there are so many people in let's say Joe Biden, okay, so many people were against Joe Biden. Now, if we say all America was pro Joe Biden and stuff, that would be wrong, isn't it? Same thing with Trump. A lot of people are not pro Trump, and a lot of people are pro Trump. So, is there anything like, are we gonna, is it fair to say, like, oh, all people like that, they're, you all support, one or the other person? No. Some people support Trump, some people support Biden, some people support Obama, some people don't support anyone. Like, for example, in UK, if to annoy someone, to annoy English people, you can obviously say, oh, you guys support Keir Starmer, or you love Keir Starmer. That's gonna really like put them in a place where they will be so frustrated. But unfortunately, we have not just trans people, but all of us nowadays, we have people who are representing us, but not actually representing us. They are representing us in a wrong way, and people now facing consequences of that. Unfortunately, same thing with trans community. We have been infiltrated by certain activists who were fighting for the kind of rights that were not actually applicable on us as trans people. Because how many trans people do you know who go to female sports? Maybe one, two, three, few of them. But they were representing still, like they were asking for, oh yes, trans women needs to be in female sports and all that because we are women, we are this and that. Not everybody supports that. So again, it's not in my hand, guys. Why would I be getting blamed for something that I didn't personally do? Okay, let me read some comments. Yes, absolutely, Joseph Izu, absolutely. You know, I'm sure there are plenty of Muslim people who were against, 9/11, whatever happened there, because it was awful. In that 9/11, in that building, in Twin Towers, there were some Muslim people also, so they have also suffered. But unfortunately, there are some crazy ones who's gonna be like, well, you're all like this and that. Unfortunately, not. And that's the problem with people. They try to not see the difference in people and just try to judge everyone in the same category. Uh, Thank you, Tushar. Sylvester, I've been to the. Okay, you've been to the doctor? What happened? What did the doctor say? Your voice is manly, thank you very much, Tushar. I know that. I have it. Have something. Why don't. Okay, bless you. I hope it's all gonna be fine. How tall am I? 5'7" cm. I think you should hate him because just don't calculate his celebrate his what? I think you should hate him. Just don't celebrate his life. No, Joseph, I don't hate him. I think what I actually think about Charlie Kirk. I think he was a good guy. I really think he was a good guy. You know why? Because he emphasized on family values. He like he wanted people to go to church and to become believer again. There is nothing wrong with that. Um, yes, there were certain views of his which I disagree with, but as whole, as a person, I don't think I have anything against him. I like him. I mean, I'm that sort of person. I can bear, even if somebody has different opinion than mine, I can bear it. I can still have friendship with that person. Um, because none of us think alike, so nothing wrong with that. Um, and that's why I have a problem with those people who think if somebody doesn't fall for your narratives, then that person needs to be shut. I'm not that type of person. No. I support freedom of speech for everyone. As long as it comes with respective manner, that's fine. Sometimes harsh words also spoken in a respective manner, but depends where you're talking about, what you're saying. Because whatever he was saying, Charlie, whatever he was saying in a public debate in school campus and colleges where people were going for debate, right? So if you can't even have debate there, where are you gonna have it? Like you can't have it in a restaurant 101. No, that was a platform for him. So why? What is people's problem? Same issues with Sharia Corner in UK in London. It's supposed to be a corner for free speech, a beacon of light for so many people where they can express their freedom of speech. But unfortunately, no freedom of speech there either. So why that person is called Speaker's Corner? And that's why people started calling it a Sharia Corner, you know? Because some people think they are representing their religion right, but actually on the contrary, they're not addressing the issues that lies within those religions, and instead they're trying to be defensive about that, and that's not right. And when anything happens, they try to shut other people who disagree with them. And I have a huge problem with people who try to shut other people to prove their point, because they don't prove any point. All they do is damage to their community. Because if you really need to earn respect for your community, for your own, people, let other people speak, and you should be able to listen to those people, even if those people are wrong, because you can argue about it, you can debate about it if somebody's wrong. But when somebody tries to shut people up because of their views, regardless of their views going against them, that time you prove the other person is right and you're not. Yes, we are all flawed. Okay, what's going on here? Charlie was misunderstood because he said things that are hard to hear, but he saw everyone as human being. Absolutely, Gabriel. Absolutely. Wifey material, but I'm never gonna get married. Thank you, though. Thank you, Jess. Colonel. Colonel. Okay. Manohar. What? Okay. Wade Harris. You seem based, and I'm glad I was able to hear perspective like yours. Take care and best of luck, life. What? Wade Harris. Thank you very much. I appreciate people who are open minded, and yeah, why not? Lovely. Thank you. Science is a game which can change biology, hence we say science biology. What are we talking about? Thank you, Gabriel. Rasputin, what's stupid? Kamran, yes, I heard you. Hi. Thank you, various clips official. Is it possible transition but PP remains same as I have both as I have was it? What, Omar, why are you so obsessed with, intimacy and all these what you got down there under your pants? Why are you so obsessed? I'm not sleeping with you. I told you I'm not into brown men, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm not being racist, but I'm genuinely not into them. So what is your problem? Why you keep asking me those personal questions when I'm not even showing a single little bit of interest in you? What is wrong? Why am I so against marriage? I'm not against marriage. I'm against me getting married because I don't think I'm a marriage material, and I don't think marriage is for me because I had my two relationships. One lasted 3 years, the other lasted 5 years, and that was enough for me. I felt like I lived a lifelong life with those relationships, and I think I'm my best when I'm single. I don't think because I'm the kind of person I care a lot, and I give up myself when I'm in relationship, and I lose myself. I don't enjoy it, but because I'm in relationship, I kept going and going and going, which is not right for me. Especially when people change and all that bickery stuff. But all I can say, I'm my best when I'm on my own. I'm in charge of my own life when I'm on my own, and I think I'm that type of person. I appreciate friendship, but I don't think I'm marriage material in that sense because some people work better when they are with a partner, like as a team. Some people work better on their own because they're a loner like me, and I'm like that. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. If anybody wants to live a single life, and if that's what they want, if they're happy, why not? If somebody wants to live with a married partner, like marry and settle with somebody, and that makes them empowered and you know at peace and all that jazz, then why not do it? Depends on people's need, isn't it? Do I need a guy that gives me space? Unfortunately, that's not true. There are no men who would give me space, honestly. No amount of space is enough for me. Honestly, I'm telling you very frankly, like they were, both my partner were saying, "Oh, I'll give you space, I'll give you space," but then no space. Maybe I'm too, I attract them too much sometimes, I guess. Don't know. Maybe they can't resist being in relationship with me, right? Am I a big head? Um, yeah, if I'm too much like a big head and not being humble at all, then I would say, well, yeah, they're all over me once they get married to me or once they are in relationship with me. But I don't know whatever it is, but my experience with men have been very weird. They have been too clingy and insecure and lied and all that. And sorry, I'm not saying all men are like that. There probably be good men out there, but I think I haven't come across those men yet, and I don't have time to put effort to find those type of men. So I think it's better to be single than being in a wrong relationship, and I truly believe in it. Yes, but I don't need a guy, any sort of guy. No, even if the right guy comes along, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not seeking something like that because I don't think I need a guy. You need somebody when you think you are incomplete. But when you're complete in your own sense, in your own with your own self, then I think it's fine whether you're single or when you're married or something. Oh, thank you, Jess Connell. Well, yeah, weird. Okay, Jason. Oh, yeah. You live with one feeling. I observed it. You can do marriage. Don't even think about your being pleased no with. Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for the life coaching and all that, but just not. It's weird, isn't it? Talking about it. Um. Okay, let's see. Gabrielle saying Charlie was only 31st at that age. Most of us thought differently than we do now. Who knows how his views might have changed with time. He was brilliant mind, and it's not fair to judge him for that. Gabriel, I think it's unfair to judge anyone, to be honest, even Charlie. I mean, um, okay, let's see. We need people in today's world who are who could be different when it comes to opinion, who could be probably harsh when it comes to opinion, but we need to look deeper than that. Like, what's making people go extreme these days? Why people are becoming either too conservative or too liberal? Because even liberals are not the same liberals the way they used to be 10 years ago or something, you know? Same thing with conservative. I think conservatives would blame on liberals, liberals will blame on conservative for their extremes because they think to, argue with somebody who has a radical point of view or far right or far left point of view, they have to equally go deeper into their own belief. And that's why we are having so many people with clashes of ideology, and nobody's tolerant enough to listen to other person. So I think with me, I think Charlie wasn't wrong. Charlie was what he was saying. There were plenty of things which was making sense, to be honest, because even trans ideology, the feminist movement, the Me Too movement was going too much. There are plenty of people who suffered from it. Yes, there are plenty of people who have who has sought justice because of this as well. But then, when things goes extreme, a lot of wrong people, bad people, try to take advantage of that. And that was happening with feminist movement and trans movement and these Me Too movement and all that. So balance is definitely required, and I think that's not nature how it goes, because when something goes up with the graph and they have extreme views, that goes down quickly as well. So we can live in society in peace, and we need empathy and understanding. Yes, but and for that we do need to have a sane thinking and mind, healthy mind, which a lot of us think we have, but unfortunately some people, for example, if you go to these protests, you know, pro-Palestine protests, or same thing with other side as well, uh, you would see people have different type of theories, ideology, different sort of education. Even the whole history is different. They only concentrate on parts that protects their point of view. Yeah. Visual entertainment. Hmm. Are you trying to make a war over here with people, huh? Why not? Save every country. Jason, I didn't know either. Now I want. Okay, Jeff. Huh? Shock about what? Hey, Chris. Can I say something respectfully? Do you know trans people who chose surgery and others who didn't? And have you ever met someone with regretted their surgery? I met few people who have regretted their surgery in live, like face to face, and also on social media. I've seen people. Surgery is different, guys. I think people are sometimes desperate to have surgeries and they don't do their thorough research. So they end up having butch surgeries that are not important for them because they're so they hate their genitals so much. Sometimes they rush into surgeries, or sometimes they've been brainwashed and don't do their due diligence when before surgery, and that's why it goes wrong to a lot of people. You know, um, there are plenty of surgeries available, but people need to do thorough research and have their evaluation, like what surgery is suitable for their needs, what can be the realistic results, and what side effects they can actually handle if that happens, because surgeries comes with regrets. Yeah. Jason, did I miss you 3 times? Okay, let me see 1 second. Okay, so what did you write? Go back a bit. No, I'm not gonna do that. Didn't know you were trans. You fooled me. Do I have right to be upset? Well, up to you, totally. You were on my other live stream, Jason. So how come you don't know? You were on my other live stream as well. Hmm. Okay. I read your messages. Thank you very much. Okay, I regret it because wanted to be a man again. Is that something? Well, people would have. Thing is, guys, when I was there is a very famous trans YouTuber who transitioned and then detransitioned, and now they believe in Jesus and all that. They're very hardcore Christian now, and all their channel is about like talking against trans people who are transitioning and talking about trans regrets and the type of trans people's feelings that trans people have that are maybe misguided or they can seek help or something. Their channel is all about that now. Now, I don't have any personal problem with people who detransition. I don't. I think if it doesn't work out for you, if you realize that you're not trans, then fine. You can detransition. Of course, don't rush to surgeries and stuff so that it's too late for you to detransition. That's why I'm against like people rushing for their transition before like spending good few years. But anyway, um, some people they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all become different people in life at some point, and we regret so many things that we have said, even our political decisions sometimes. So that happens to people. Yes, that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, all I can say, just because some people choose to detransition doesn't mean everybody go down to that route. I also know certain trans people who have not regretted their decisions. They have been transitioning from 60s, from 70s, and they're still very happy being who they are, and that has changed their life. I was searching for trans regrets. There is only like 1%, all all over 1% is a result for trans regrets. There can be a little bit more, okay? I don't thoroughly believe these studies, but I would say 1% is seriously, but that doesn't mean those 1% doesn't count. Of course, that counts. That's why people don't just blindly believe somebody's being trans and they have genuine feelings. I think they need to have proper evaluations, and the therapist and psychologist, they should be more cautious when affirming somebody as trans to see what is going in the back of their head, to be honest, and what's the reason. Are they just doing it because they're depressed? Are they doing it because they're going through middle life crisis? Are they doing it to be the woke, fashionable it crowd? Or are they doing it to look cool? What is it? Why they want to transition? It's important, guys, because what trans activists are trying to preach people that, oh, well, no matter what reason you have, you're equally as trans and you're equally, um, you know, authentic when it comes to transition. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And I'm not saying, oh, well, some people are real trans, some people are not real trans. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, if you affirm somebody who has a wrong motive to be trans, or who's not clear in their head why they want to transition, or if they're transitioning for very superficial reasons when you can see that they are not ready for it, then you need to make those people aware of it, especially young people. I think young people should. That's why I'm against kids transitioning. I totally understand. I'm not one of those people who would say, "Oh, there's no trans kid out there." No, I'm not gonna say that. There are kids who feel genuinely that they are trans, who genuinely feel that they are the opposite sex or something. But that doesn't mean the medical intervention is needed until they become adult, because medical intervention shouldn't be needed until those people become adult, because there are so many things you can learn from life, um, through your experience, through wisdom, until you become the kind of age of consent. Of course, there are no surgeries happening to kids, thankfully, but they have been given. There have been kids in the past who have been given um, what do you call puberty blockers and stuff, and to some people, to some kids, it does help, but to some people, it doesn't help. And there's no guarantee you would not change your mind after a certain time when you become an adult. How would you say no until you don't have that puberty? How would you reject that puberty if you don't know what it's going to be like? So that's why it's important to have a natural puberty before you consider transitioning medically. So for that, I don't believe, I mean, I don't support kids transitioning. But at the same time, it's not up to me. I'm not going to be one of those politicians who would be trying to dictate everyone that kids should transition or not. It's up to the parents and the kid or medical professional. I'm not a medical professional. But all I'm saying, in my case, I thoroughly knew I was trans from very early age. And if you would give me a choice to transition at very early age, I would have. But would it work out for me? I don't think so. Because who I am right now, I know that, there are so many things puberty taught me about my sexuality, about what do I like, what do I don't not like. Um, I'm talking about sexually and, mentally as well. Like I'm more aware having the normal puberty that what I want and what I don't want. People can still have successful transition if they start transition at the age of 19 or so on. They can still have normal transition and they can still achieve very good results. Like, come on, guys, I started my transition at the age of 26. So if I can start my transition at that age, when I was a fully man, grown up man, adult man, at the age of 26, yeah. So why can't some people do in their like early 20s? They can still do it. They don't need to be teenager to do it. But at least having a normal puberty would give you more options, will give you more, I mean, answers about your body, what you actually like, what you don't like, how you are going to be perceived, how are you going to react to people if they try to make fun of you for being trans and stuff, because your mind will be more mature. You will know more about your body, you will be more sure about yourself, what you want, and there will be less chances of regret, you know, and you will have a normal upbringing. That doesn't mean that you can't transition. Like, if you don't get a chance to transition in your childhood, if somebody is watching me who's a trans kid, I'm just telling you very frankly, if you don't get a chance to transition at early age, it's not the end of the world, guys. You can have whatever you want once you become an adult. And I think you will be more happy when you make a decision that time, because then you're more aware and ready for the world, rather than when you are a little child, because you might be thinking of one aspect of transition, but what you're not aware of is how you're going to be perceived by others, how your body's going to react with hormones and all that. So it's better if you wait till you become adult. I'm just suggesting. I'm not trying to force you guys or anyone. Just humble request. Saying it from my personal point of view. That's all. Why lie to yourself? What did I lie to myself? Scratch. Noff. You look very good. Oh, thank you, Marv. I wear clothing with pockets. Look at this. Yes. What does that make me? Okay, trans about body, right? You can be trans women still attracted to other girls. Yes, there are trans lesbians and there are trans women who are also in trans, like there are trans women who are into men and trans women who are into women and bisexual trans. Yes, there are all sort of trans people out there. I'm not into women. I'm just telling you very clearly, I am not into women. I am only into men. Not every man out there, but yes, I have, you know, that criteria that I'm into a little bit. I'm into men, but not all men out there. Yes, but I'm not definitely not into women. Women are pretty and all that, but that's not for me. No, I have very sisterly feelings towards women. honestly. Okay, what were the breast implants like? Was it difficult? I haven't had breast implants, guys. These are homegrown, okay? No breast implants. I'm not one of those people. I don't have money for it. I'm a broke trans woman. I'm a broke trans woman. Um, and thank God I did not have money because I waited. I was fine with my small breast before, and after 4 years or so of transitioning, it became to a very decent size, and I thank God for my genetics, and I didn't need it. Okay, or do trans like just men, or they are? Yeah, I think I answered that one. I want to know if there are people that like trans without surgery. Yes, there are plenty of people who prefer trans women without surgeries. There are people who do not initially like trans people, but eventually when they are attracted to somebody, when they get to know somebody, and when they start still like going against their will to date them because they're attracted to them, even though they're not initially comfortable with the idea that other person is trans or other person has different anatomy down there. But there are people who changes their sexuality later on. There are also those type of people available in this world. I have been with those people as well who were very who didn't want to see downstairs of a trans person, but then eventually they become so comfortable. So yeah, all sort of people in this world, and there are also men in this world who specifically and only date trans women. Unfortunately, I don't date those men, but I'm just saying, yes, there are plenty of men like that as well. Traditionally, there was a name for those type of men. They were called trainee chasers, but I don't think that is the right term anymore because people have been very sensitive regarding words, what words they use, because everything is seems to be hurting people recently. I'm just not transitioning, but I will say this: you make beautiful woman. You go, girl. Oh, thank you, Jason. Thank you. Sensible humans are needed, whether left leaning or right leaning, and good balanced view. Oh, thank you, Shivank. Goodness sake. We got a jihadi here as well. Do you know silent language? Social credit. Hi, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, sorry. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, how are you? Finally catching you. How are you? Social credits. Okay. Gabriel, yes, I know that there are trans. Okay, with surgery, it's understandable because I truly believe they feel trapped men's body, but they are those that were just confused. Yes, they are. It is true. It is very true. Something I personally notice, like when people have mental health issues, for example, if somebody has uh, either Down syndrome or if somebody um, somebody's has autism or something, or falls under the spectrum of autism, those people should be really evaluated before they should be allowed to transition. I'm just saying it because it's so easy for people to affirm people with gender dysphoria who have autism, but that's why we have so many regret rates. So you need to really be careful. At least, even if you're letting those people transition, then at least guide them more carefully and don't give them surgeries very easily because it can do more harm. I'm sorry, but for mental health conditions, you need to treat them psychologically first. For transition, I think people need to be stable in the head first before they should be allowed to transition. I'm not against autistic people. I think they should be really looked after, really cared, and they should be really loved regardless. But at the same time, uh, they should be guided thoroughly before they should be affirmed to just transition. And don't make life hard for them, but just be careful. You know, unfortunately, we have people with mental health problems in this world, and people should deal with those problems those mental health issues before they start affirming people with transition, because that's why we have regret rates, and that's why we have butch surgeries, because people can't make right decisions, unfortunately. Just saying it as a friend. I'm not saying it because I want to harm you or stop you from transitioning. No, that's not my agenda or goal. All I'm saying is just be careful, and sometimes it's important for therapists and psychologists to do their job correctly rather than just affirming people blindly, seeing that person is not okay in the head, or that person is suicidal or something like that. You need to address those issues, give them the help they require before they should be allowed to even transition, if that is the right thing for them. I think I'll always be confused on this, and that's okay. So, can you turn? I'm not gonna turn. Sorry, Jason. If you declare Tariq Ramadan, for me to declare Jesus is Lord is not gonna do justice until you actually feel like it, because you're not my God. I'm not gonna say things to make you happy or to tell you or to confront you or something. If I truly believe in Jesus, or if I truly believe in any particular religion, that's between me and the God, not between you or anyone who claims to be a religious, person, try to preach religion on people, because it's between you and the God if you truly believe in it. Um, Everything in life will fade. Well, yes, eventually, if you have the sad view on life, yes, of course, there are so many bad things in life. 24/7, we can't be sad about that. I mean, I've watched so many sad videos more often that doesn't like that can make me feel down, but I can't be depressed because of it for 24/7, because every second, plenty of people are dying in this world. And if you're constantly thinking about, oh, well, people are dying, people are dying, people are dying, you can never be happy. So yes, we move on. Yes, we sometimes choose to be happy even though we have so much pain and sorrows around us. And that's an effort, and that is life. Were the man you dated comfortable with others knowing you're trans? Yes, I did not. I never dated men. I mean, I slept with men, the ones who were not comfortable, but I did not sleep with them again. Like once I knew it, but the men who I actually dated in longer amount of time, those are the kind of men who were very comfortable with their sexuality. They were very comfortable with me seeing being seen with me in front of people. I mean, they don't have to be uncomfortable, because when I was in relationship with my exes, nobody knew that I was trans, including their friends and family and you know everyone around them, because I guess I don't wear a shirt saying trans, when I go out with them, so people don't know. And if somebody figures it out, that's fine. They're comfortable with that. Yes, because again, I'm not gonna say, oh well, nobody can figure it out that I'm trans and all. No, that's not the case. But majority of people, uh, they can't tell and they don't know, because they don't have that much interaction with the trans person, open trans person. There are plenty of women with deeper voice, guys. There are plenty of women who look more masculine than me too. So why? Okay, you should be proud on the part that there are people who like you, love without any other limitations. Um, Proud? Not really. No. Why shouldn't they love me? Really? Like, it, it's a very downgrade feeling that I have to really think, well, I have to really be in awe of somebody who would be willing to love me. No, I'm not that down that I can just pick up anyone who's into me or who's willing to be serious with me. No, I have some criteria, guys. Even though I'm trans, but I can also choose what I want, what I don't want. Just because somebody wants me that's not enough for me to want that person back, regardless how good that person is. I appreciate it. I would appreciate it, but also have a choice. You know, it's never like, oh, I should be so lucky that, or feeling so great that somebody's willing to accept me. That's horrible, horrible way to think. Yeah, I have a choice, and I'm better off, uh, rather than being with somebody who think that they have done some sort of like um what do you call, they have done some sort of good deed or mercy on me by having relationship with me or something. No, I can never be that. I have a very uh proud, I mean, I have pride on myself in that sense. Not pride in a way that I'm gonna be like saying, oh, I look this way or that way. No, pride in a sense that I know who I am. You either accept me for being me, and you either accept me because you actually need me, not because I need you. It's mutual. The feeling is mutual. Both times when I was in a relationship with people, we both needed each other. And once I realized somebody doesn't need me, or if they realize I don't need them, we ended our relationship. But whatever years we spent, they were good years. Yes, that is a healthy way to think about. Did it shrink with HRT? Um, should I answer that? Um, yeah, but not that much. Colorberry, are you into Persian dudes? Yeah, Persian men are nice. Not all again. Someone who actually have brain and nicer. There are few Persian men who are my mods as well. I like them. Why not? I'm 5'7". Okay, I'm not Persian. Sorry. Okay, Jason, be careful. Some men will be very upset. Just make sure men know first thing. Jason, I don't know what planet some people like. What do you think? Like, am I just going and meeting people blindly, blind dating, and not telling who I am? Are you serious? I'm not even interested in men who do not know about me. That's first thing that I have to tell people. What gives you that assumption that I'm gonna be interested in people who do not know about me? Guys, no matter who you are in this world, you have plenty of options. There are plenty of people who specifically date trans women. So I'm not that desperate to, fraud guys to be perceived as women when I'm not. Um, I'm very proud of who I am, in a sense. Like, I don't hide from anyone who I am, especially with people who needs to know, who's gonna go intimate with me. So when it comes to dating, before even meeting, if the person doesn't know, then I'm not gonna meet that person. No, I've rejected so many guys who did not know I was trans, and they were interested in me, and they somehow told me about their feelings to me. And I felt like, well, I'm not going to fool you. And I know you're not the kind of person that I can go for, because you are very conservative in that sense, that you don't want you're attracted with me to me because you think I'm a woman. And there were people like that, and I never uh, further my relationship or anything like that with them. Those people, I just rejected. I said no to them because I knew I'm not the suitable person for them. They were just perceiving me, they thought I was a female, and I'm not. And I was not feeling comfortable telling them, so I just stayed away from those people regardless. Because I think when I date, I make sure a person know about me before even they know about me, before they get to know me. So if they're open-minded enough, that's fine. Then we can meet. If they're not open-minded, then we're not gonna meet. I hate wasting my time. No. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Adam Apple, yes, Adam's Apple. Um, Magic Beats, yes, UK. You got pretty sharp minds there. It's like having a personal GP is always navigating through life with style. Oh, Elvis, thank you. That means a lot. I like intelligent messages. Thank you. GD Times. Where am I from? Okay. Rishabh, do I have to answer your stupid comment? Unfortunately, not. Just stick with it and you will find out. You don't do surprise. No, I don't like surprises. Honestly, I prefer safety rather than surprises. You know? No. Bessie, um, do you. Okay. Javi Marcus. What do you mean? Come on, man. Why are you so obsessed with that? Loco. Yes, I am trans. Yes. Kola, Rajat. My name is Kola. Okay. So, guys, if you're new to my channel again, please like and subscribe if you can. If you don't, sorry. Let's cut. It would be a feather in your cap if you could get a straight guy to knock boots. My both exes were straight. CM. Both of my exes in the past, they were straight before meeting me. After meeting me, I don't know if they were straight anymore or not, but they were still straight when they met me, before they met me. I was the first trans person in their life. They were initially like not they like they were not happy initially down there, but they pursued a relationship with me because they were attracted to me, and we were just having normal conversations, and it gradually you know in go further from it went further from there, but they were straight. Now don't tell me I made them gay or something. JP, thank you. Generation X, thanks. Okay, you thought your thoughts are really above normal thinker, really handsome. Oh, thank you. Your name is in Hindi. I don't know what to pronounce, so could you tell me? I can't read Hindi, sorry. But yeah, I would love to know your name. Let's get. Okay, I've read that one. JLCM. Prettiest lips. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. So, what I noticed? My Because of my views, most trans women don't watch my YouTube videos. It's mostly men who watches my videos, unfortunately, and it's a harsh reality for me because when I started my channel, I wanted to attract other trans women so that we have more in common. But my channel has become more of me talking to men, um, even though I try to talk normal conversations and stuff. But because of me being trans and because of maybe I look certain way or something, it's only men who watches my video. Or maybe because of what I say. Because my views are not girly girly. So most trans women are not watching my videos, I guess. Even though my content is about trans people. Most of my content is about trans people. Men are getting educated. For what? Oh god. I would love to spend time with you, getting to know you personal level. Okay, thank you, JP. Well, stick on, like, subscribe, and yeah, why not? You can. I do live streaming more often, so you can always join in. That's fine. Um, Thank you, Gabrielle. But I truly would appreciate it if more trans women would be watching my videos. I would truly appreciate it because I'm on YouTube. The first thing I'm here for is finding other like-minded trans individuals so that I can prove that, trans people are not all about extra rights. Trans people are not about entitlement. Trans people just want to live their life. They just want to be uh, normal, because a lot of people who the first thing they hear about trans people, the first thing that comes in their mind is, oh, trans people means men in women clothes, or men in female sports spaces, and men in female sports or female prison and stuff, and that's not true. I'm very traditional in that sense. Like, traditionally, what trans people were like and why did they start transitioning and stuff, uh, before recent years when it became a trend and everybody's all of a sudden transitioning, even though the people who we used to call tomboy or femboy, they all started considering themselves trans, and suddenly there was no tomboy or femboy, there was always a trans. Everybody's trans all of a sudden, you know. That takes away the identity from real trans people who genuinely cannot, uh, you know, uh, define themselves, because now so many people infiltrated themselves into trans people, trans community. Now there's no way to define which one is actually like transitioning because of gender dysphoria and which one is transitioning because of some weird other reasons. News is very stressful these days, I know. Visual entertainment, where are you from? Jonathan Miles. Oh, thank you. What am I doing today, Liu King? Nothing. After talking to you guys, I'll post one of the video and I'll spend time with my family. I'll do some sort of study and stuff, but that's about it. What about you? Well, are you making trans your whole identity though? Not, no, CM. Uh, Unfortunately, you have been on my other live stream. I normally talk about migrant issues, social issues, political issues. I talk about those things that affects me. Um, but I normally do cover trans topics because it's not because I love talking about it, but because that's a basic niche of my channel as well, because of who I am. And it's important because, as I said so many times on my live streams, I'm frustrated with the activist who's trying to represent trans community uh, in a way that I disagree with. I have a different view. I'm not like one of those trans also that who calls themselves, oh, I'm a man. I'm a man, and yeah, you can call me he, and I'm your brother, but I'm still trans. I'm also not that type of trans either. Um, I don't think trans people are biological women, but I also don't think it's fair for trans people to be called men, you know, because if we are just happy being called men, or if we are just happy being called constantly like biological men, then why would we transition? It doesn't make sense. So trans people have their own identity. They are trans. That's it. They're trans, and they should be perceived in a binary term. For example, if female to male trans person who looks like a man, who acts like a man, dress like a man, they should be considered men regardless of how they were born as. They shouldn't be given the same type of rights that men have, biological men have, because of the obvious differences. But at the same time, people should be respectful towards them, and they can still call them he, because that person looks like he. If you stand that person next to normal females, that will look like a he compared to that woman. Just because they were born a woman, it's unfair to call them she, because they don't look like that. Same thing I would say for trans women as well. For ease purposes, you know, for social interaction, it's important we perceive people how they look like and how they represent themselves, and they put effort for it. They're not just demanding you to call them certain way. when they don't look like one. No, there are certain people who put effort to it. They go through transition, they look the part, they dress the part, and they behave the way that should make them, transition smoothly into the gender they perceive. So why not? But I don't agree with non-binary terms when it comes to, trans people, in a way, like a vague term. When people say one day they are trans, the other day they're not trans, the other day they are both, the other day they are nothing. I don't like confusing people, and I don't support confusing people, because when people start confusing people, people will be like, I'm not gonna say that, I'm not gonna fall for what you are saying. Why would I have to say all that? Why are you confusing me? I don't like it. That's more of a trend for me, compared to somebody who genuinely wants to transition either as a man or a woman, and they work towards it to be that person, and they don't want to disturb anyone. They don't want to take your rights away. The ones who are aware that they are biologically different than what they want to be perceived as, the one who are not claiming themselves or to be against science, because there are certain activists who claim, who reject biology, basic biology as well. No, not, you don't have to reject basic biology to be who you are. Just accept that you are different. That's it. You're different. But for social respect, social interaction, yes, you can be, you can, like, people can call you the way you look like, and if you go by that, that's fine. But not the ones who, confuses people with weird pronouns and weird sort of mood swings, where one day they are she, the other day they are he, then it, then squirrel, then snake, or whatever, you know. Oh, thank you, Hellfire. The name, though. uh Hi, Mr. Marcus. Okay, truth cannot be molded to fit modern agendas. Yes, that's what I mean. Truth cannot be molded, but traditionally, people have respect towards people. If you talk about 70s or 60s, when people were not confused. Trans people did not have that many rights, but people were still being respectful towards people, how they looked like, how they were perceived as, because it's easy for people and for you to be use the type of pronoun that you represent, you know. But if you represent, like, for example, if somebody's 6'4" and haven't have a mustache and stubble, and just have a lipstick, and calling them, and now they are saying, call me a ma'am, it's a ma'am. I have a problem with that, obviously. Clearly that's not a ma'am, that's something else. So why dictating people what you are not doing properly? Like, I know it's not their fault to look that tall and stuff, but at the same time, you can't demand people on basis of that. If you look the part, people will perceive you. But I have a problem with those people. For example, they will perceive you as woman. If you're a trans woman, they will perceive you as woman until they do not know you're trans. Once you tell them you're trans, then all of a sudden you're a biological male to them, and they'll be calling you he, and trying to disrespect you. That's weird. Why going out of your way? If you don't want to even call them a she, just don't call them anything. Just go away. That's it. Leave them alone. But it's weird when, you're being respectful, but all of a sudden the trans people lost their respect in your eyes as soon as they open up with you and say, oh, they are trans. That's not right. You don't have to date trans people. You don't have to be attracted to them. You don't have to even call them she or whatever you want. You can just have your own opinion, but don't be nasty towards people. Just have a, civility. That's all. That's all I ask for. Nothing much. I have tried mulberry, yes. Uh, People should never judge the book on the cover. Hey, that intelligent people know how to treat one another. Absolutely, Sandro. The civility is, yeah, a lot of people who are intelligent, they don't disrespect people in order to make them feel safer and enable to make them feel, you know, higher and better, to be honest. People who are confident, people who are actually worth it, who have self-respect, they treat other people with respect, so they are treated the same way. And because the people who are respected, they are the one who can actually give respect to other people as well. People who are nasty, they, to begin with, they do not have the self-respect either. Most people don't like nasty people. I haven't seen Magic Johnson. No, Marcus. Why? 6'10". Oh my god. No idea. If I was that height, I wouldn't transition, to be honest. That would give me more trouble. I mean, I transitioned to make my life easier, not to make my life hell. You know? If I was like if I was like 6'5" or something, or 6'4", I probably wouldn't have transitioned. I know it's tough. I mean, but it because I knew I couldn't bear it. Um, I wouldn't look the part, unfortunately. So I probably wouldn't. And even if I would, then I would be probably ready for all the criticism because I can't hold someone's mouth when they can see obvious. So probably I wouldn't. But I was realistic. I'm still realistic, guys. I'm saying you don't have to be petite enough to transition, or you don't have to be beautiful to transition. Yes, there are people who should have equal rights to transition, even though you know that you may not gonna look totally possible. You can still transition, of course you can, but then you have to be realistic about yourself. Like if you are not looking the part and if people misgender you by mistake, not purposely by mistake, then you shouldn't be as sensitive about that because that's something that is given. You can't dictate everyone, you know? And you've got to be tough enough, to be honest. Intelligence doesn't equal wisdom. Both are important, though, yes. Do you feel the UK limits speech too much? When it comes to certain people, yes, it does. It does actually. Maybe I have a little bit upper hand in that sense because first my channel is fairly new, and the second thing is maybe I'm a person with minority status, I guess, because I'm a brown person. I think nowadays English people have more scrutiny on them than anybody else, to be honest. And that's happening under Labour's government. I'm against Labour's worst government ever. Hellfire, yeah, amen. Do world need wisdom? Well, people do need wisdom and a good sense of brain along with wisdom to understand that wisdom to mold themselves in a constructive way. Sandra, yes, thank you, agree. Hi, Shyam, thank you very much. Um, Shyam, I'm gonna make you mod as well because thank you very much for being a member. Since you're a member, you're gonna be mod. Okay. Timothy. Okay, I follow you. Gonna have PhD. But still be in. Yeah, there are certain educated people who have academic education, but then they are still uh, as radical as any uneducated person can be, or anybody with wrong set of ideology can be. For example, I can give you two names: Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dava, two lunatics, and Andrew Tate, third one as well, Andrew Tate. Okay, that's kind of question. Should there be highest and size restriction for trans women? No, Marcus, I'm not saying people should have height or like height restrictions to be a trans woman. I'm saying for myself, just in case, guys, I'm just making it very clear. I'm not trying to dictate people you shouldn't transition because you are tall or you're this and that. I was just simply saying the fact about myself. If I was 6'5" or something, I probably wouldn't have transitioned because I transitioned. My focus was on happiness, to improve the quality of life as being me. I could live as a guy. I knew I wasn't happy living as a guy because I was okay looking guy. But I was not happy living as a guy because I knew I was trans from inside. I have always been one, and I tried my best to live like a guy before transitioning. I give 100% of my effort to look like a guy, to be like a guy. The more I was trying to be that way, the more I was feeling depressed and horrible about myself. So I thought, okay, finally, that's why I transitioned at the age of 26. I could have transitioned earlier, but I didn't. I tried my best to live like a guy and all that, and nothing was happening. And so I chose to transition. And when I was choosing to transition, I felt like, well, I want to integrate into being who I want to look like. So I look the part, not because I don't want to just wear a wig or clothes, very feminine clothes, or fishnet or something, or stocking, because for me, femininity wasn't a hypo feminine energy or something. Femininity wasn't to make men attracted to me or to feel sexual. Femininity for me was what comes from inside. It wasn't like dress and stuff. And I always felt that way, but my body wasn't matching with that. My face, especially, wasn't matching with that. So it was difficult for me because the way I used to feel about myself, people used to think opposite of it. And I felt like there was a wall between me and the world. So transition made it happen that people could see me the way I used to see myself. I've always been like this from inside, and that's why I don't think I need hyper feminine clothing or very sexually feminine clothing to look a female, because it's not a cosplay for me. It's not like wearing a wig or something. I grew my own hair. I don't have any implants or something. I was happy even if I was like not very pretty woman. I would still be happy and ready to face the consequences because I knew it was going to improve the quality of my life. You know, but imagine if I was 6'5" or something, and if then I would try to transition, I knew that I was going to get harassed and I was going to be called names when I would go out and stuff. So if I'm ready to accept all that, then probably I would have gone for it. But I knew that I'm not ready for that sort of, I'm not that tough that I would face the consequences every time I go out looking 6'3" or 6'5" as a trans woman. That would have been more difficult for me and not good for my mental health. So probably I wouldn't transition if I was that height. I'm not telling other people, well, they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that because people have different opinion than mine. So, they should be allowed to live the way they want. That was just for me. Okay. Hi, Miss Robot. Hi, Purna Prasad. Mr. Smith, you say my name the way it's written. My last name is Legit Smith, and my sister-in-law is second grade teacher in Latino community, and kids says Mrs. Smith. I thought it was cute, so I am. Oh, bless you. Okay, Mr. Smith. Critique, are you trans? Yes, I'm trans. As long as you stay true to yourself, my friend. Oh, thank you, Elvis. I am. If someone is bothering you about being trans, then meet them. Meet them. Silence. Don't stoop to their level. All they want is a reaction. Don't feel like you need to react to defend yourself. Yeah, but I don't get normally bothered by it because social media, But sometimes I feel like answering those people because not because I'm affected by it, but because to clarify that there are other type of trans people in this world, and yeah, people should just behave normally. That's all, not that sensitive. But thank you very much, Texas Actual. Silence isn't weakness. Absolutely isn't. Actually, silence is very strong. Thank you, Timothy, for defending me. Wisdom. Okay? Not wisdom. Wisdom. That's what I said. SD. I have a lisp. Um, CM. So let me get right. You're into Caucasian men taller than you with an accent and have a derp in their name. Correct? I don't know about have a derp in their name or about accent. I said I like British accent, but that's not the criteria. Like they can have American or Canadian accent or Australian accent or European accent. They can be Caucasian. That's my first priority. Um, and yes, they have to be a bit taller than me. I've dated short guys, to be honest. It didn't work out well. Not that I'm one to date, but it would be nice to meet someone taller. And I actually slept with one of the taller guy 2 years ago. He was really nice. I felt like, why not? Why not? Tall men are cool. Yeah, they're cool, attractive, cool. It makes me feel more feminine when I walk with them because I'm 5'7". The guy I slept with, he was 6'3", 6'3" or 6'4", and I was like this height to him. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Yeah, because my last two exes, they were like 5'8", 5'9". So the height difference was only like this much. So I was like this tall and they were like this tall than me. So I was coming here and they were till this length. It wasn't much height difference. Um, and not that I'm not gonna date somebody who's short or something. No, I'm not that petty. I mean, I can date somebody who's short, but I would prefer to see someone taller as well. Yeah, for a change. Because I thought I've been too lenient with my criteria, actually, in the past. Timothy Dub. Okay. Mm, after operation, there is any side effects? I haven't had any operation, so no side effects. For hormones, I haven't had any side effects from hormones yet. Thank God. Ali G Dawa. Lunatic is more like Ali G Dawa. Andrew Tate is a lunatic. Absolutely, Andrew Tate is a lunatic. Finally, amen. No, I don't have OnlyFans, no. You were a handsome guy. I saw your pictures. Thank you. I thoroughly like that compliment when people say I was a handsome guy. I think I looked better as a guy than as a girl, as a trans. I mean, but still, I can manage it. I have a theory that some people are going through identity crisis because of that. They're confused and agitated and like to show stupidity through bullying others. Probably, probably. Or some people online just want to have a reaction. It's okay. Thanks, Timothy. Came from Brazil. Okay, good. Welcome from Brazil, and Adrian. Maybe Hellfire. Maybe you're right. Uh, yeah. I normally don't define myself in daily life. It's just on social media because I feel like I'm here for it. So sometimes I do have to repeat myself. In normal life, I normally don't go to this length to define myself to people, to explain myself to people, you know. Sorry, I was reading old messages, so I'm going to the new ones now. Sorry. Aren't you breaking the Quran's law? What is a tell me, Matthew, what did Quran say about trans people that I'm breaking? Go on. Just tell me anything. I can defend it. But I've read the Quran and there is nothing in Quran that says I can't transition, I can't be who I am. That's why a lot of people in Iran uh, are able to transition. Iran is a Muslim country. In the eyes of God, we are all human beings. Yes, definitely, JD Times. Recently, I started enjoying so much about Christianity, to be honest, you know. I like the Jesus character. Look, I'm not gonna take sides of Christians or anything like that. All I'm gonna say is, I like the character of Jesus because the way he preached love, the way he said, love thy neighbors, um, the warmth, the love, the humbleness that shows from his character. I thoroughly enjoyed and liked it. I respect it because not many religions offer that. So I truly like it. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I don't think I'm Christian, but I truly admire uh, Jesus and the way uh, he conduct himself and the way he preach love. But unfortunately, some people only limit themselves with the scripture and they make their own decisions to hate people after reading decisions and to judge people. Because it's always, I believe, if you are different, then as long as you're not harming people, that's between you and God. Oh, thank you for the gift. Who did that? Sham, thank you. Oh, oh, first heart today. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Really kind of you. Yes, that's what I really find fantastic about Jesus. Why not? We can go to church. I would love to go to church. You know, there were twice I've been to church. One when I went to Rome. When I went to Rome, the churches, the cathedral there, awesome. There's something about Christianity. Um, and the other time when I went to, again, that was a cathedral, I think. Or was it an abbey? Um, it was near Bappy Woods in England. So I went there. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm. Polo saying Alhamdulillah. Okay. Hi, Noah. If you aren't mad at me, I'll still say what's wrong. You're doing according to Quran. Well, I say it, huh? I'll say what's wrong. You're doing good. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong according to Quran, to be honest. Um, Guys, I don't like the idea of following religion. I think people can just like religious figures or God without even following religion. You don't have to follow a religion because to follow everything in religion, you have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. People are different. People commit adultery. People have sex before marriage, which is also not permissible in Bible, but a lot of people have girlfriend boyfriend nowadays. So nobody's perfect. Now, shall we just not like goodness in somebody or some religion or a god just because we make one crime, or just because we are not a crime actually, sin, you know? So shall we just ignore everything? Shall we just become completely bad? No. So you can still pick good things. You can still love, even though you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Um, and I'm not perfect. Never said I am perfect. But because I like some qualities in Jesus doesn't mean that I'm gonna be just like, well, avoiding, um, completely like not rejecting everything about Christianity just because I beg to differ with one thing or something. Some people are like that. They pick up one thing from scripture and they're gonna be like, oh, that's against me, so I'm not gonna follow it. How can you follow a religion when you, or a god or someone, if that god has said something against your kind? Well, the thing is, I'm not a practicing religious person for any religion. I don't practice any religion. uh my idea of a god is loving and just. So that's my idea of a god. And if there is a god, then that god has to be loving and just. And if I see those qualities in any religion, in any god, I have ultimate respect for it, regardless of, thoroughly following religion and stuff. Because I think most religions are made to control men. Um, but I love the idea of God and love and peace. So that's where my morality comes from. Absolutely, Mr. Smith. Absolutely. That's what people forget. Most of the time when people who are criticizing you and saying, you are an abomination and you can't do this and that because you're Christian or because you're Muslim or because you're this and that, those are the very people who are going to be doing the same thing behind closed doors, behind the four walls. Most of those people have double standard and they're nasty, and they make wrong decisions in the name of God. They don't see their own demons, but they're going to be trying to rule your life or trying to declare you a sinner or something. And don't let those people dictate you. And don't let that hate run over you and try to go against God. Don't go against God. I think God will be one thing I learned from Muslim religion, Islam, in my childhood, that God will be the same how you perceive it, how you perceive God. So if you perceive God loving, caring, just, the God will be like that. If you don't perceive the God that way, then that's not going to be your God. That's why a lot of people go and choose to have a war in the name of God, while some people choose love and welcoming nature and caring nature in the name of God. Depends how you perceive it. It's all about perception, guys. If you believe in God, I mean. Uh, Smith, sorry, Timothy. I normally don't talk about, faults in particular religion because of how sensitive people are. But one thing, that the thing is, that that was written, the 6 year old thing is written in a hadith. It's not written in Quran or something. And even then, I'm not defending it or anything. I'm just saying, I believe in God separately. Like, as I said, I don't believe in religion and stuff. I believe in God. So that's my idea. Hmm. Guys, the mobile battery is very low, so I need to leave. Um, Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to all of you. although I started enjoying the chat more right now because it's getting to the topic that I wanted to talk about. But unfortunately, it's been so late, and I really have to go now. Um, if you have any topic for me, let me know in comment section. Okay, I would love to discuss with you. Um, yeah, that will be fun. The Bible shares stories of fathers killing their own sons because God told them to. Look, as I said again, you don't have to take everything for granted, no matter what religion you are, because if you're looking for demons, you will find it in any religion. The best thing you can do is, if you're a good person, you will concentrate on good things from religion that offers. Um, so that's what you need to concentrate, not everything, because otherwise Muslim people will be blaming, you know, David and Solomon for having so many wives, and Christians or some other people will be blaming Muslims for, Prophet marrying someone, all that. So, or having slaves or something. Plenty of things you can criticize each other. But people who will be looking for demons, they will look for all those. People who want to follow a religion or follow God, for good purposes, for being a better human being, they will concentrate only on good things. That's why we have so many peaceful people, peaceful Muslim also, who live in this world, who coexist in this world, but there are some radical ones also. So you have to choose, what do you want to follow. That's very important. Anyway, um, why can't people just happy to spend time with another? Well, that's because people are so insecure of themselves, I guess. Oh, thank you, Mr. Marcus. Slither. What? Stop what? I look like I'm from India. Are you gonna get a reward, Mondel, for saying that? What are you gonna win if I would say yes or no? Like, some people are trying to say it as if they have just guessed it right or something. It's very out in the open. Uh oh. Slither. Stop swearing at each other, guys. Do you dress this way with your family? Yes. This is my father's shirt. How else will I dress? I'm dressing in a very masculine dress. Look at this. Okay, wearing a trouser with pockets and my father's shirt. This is my father's shirt, and this is how I dress with family. And I'm not having any makeup right now. I do not have any makeup on my face. There's no makeup. I have false eyelash, by the way, but no makeup. All real. I'm not even wearing lipstick today. These are my real lips, lip color. Guys, it's 5% battery. I need to go. You can tell, that's good. Okay. Um, right, guys, I need to go now. I truly appreciate you. Karthik, if you're here, hi. Um, but I need to go now. Thank you very much. Before my mobile switch off, take care and thoroughly enjoy talking to you. Maybe we can have another topic, or maybe similar topic later on some other day. Um, Maybe we can talk a little bit more in details about religion stuff. Normally don't talk about it, but why not? For a change. But guys, remember, we're not going to insult any religion. Please be respectful, regardless of what religion you like or dislike, because that way we can have civil conversation. Otherwise, it's gonna, once you start talking nonsense about, or hatefully about anybody's religion, then people don't listen. People gonna become defensive only, and they will not listen to anything. So it's better not to disrespect any religion. If you want to have a fair conversation, have a fair conversation without disrespecting other person's religion, and just be civilized. Okay, look after yourself, everyone. We'll have a top, maybe same topic again. Look after yourself. Bye. See ya. Thank you. And thank you, Shyam, for your help.